All right, we are live. We are live. Let's see if I can get this off the screen. Yay! So now I can see you guys. All right. As you're joining, pop in, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. Sorry for the mess behind me. I blurred my background so you guys don't have to look at it. Had a printer mishap. So today I'm going to be talking about retirement plans, why they're failing us. Why am I talking about that? Because the most often question I get, the question I get from my friends, from my family, everyone is, Shauna, like, why did you start this digital marketing online business? So the two questions are, what is it and why did you start it? Today we're going to be talking about why I started it, and I'll get into a real simple explanation of what it is. And then I'm going to be offering you an invite to a 30-minute webinar where you can get all the details of what it is. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Say hello as you're joining. If we haven't met, I'm Shauna St. James, and I am here to give you the information to help you have what you need to be successful in your online business. Whether that's with the business that I do that you can jump into or your own business. It really doesn't matter what it is because we all have the same needs and we need to follow the same processes to be able to be successful online. So that's what this group does. And I want to make sure you have everything you need so that you can reach whatever goal you have set for you in your business and really ultimately your life, right? This is always, always more than just about money because money is just a tool and just, the vehicle to help us reach our ultimate goals and accomplish what we really want to accomplish. So I had to make some notes here today because I wanted to be sure that I covered everything. So the question is why traditional retirement plans are failing us, right? And okay, great. We're going to hear all about that, but what can you do about it? So I'm going to make sure that not only are we talking about, okay, here's what's going on, the reality, but we're also going to make sure that we have an option, a way to change that, right? We have to have the honest conversation. And the truth is that the dream for many of us to have a comfortable, carefree retirement, it's fading. That dream is fading. For some of us, it looks impossible. Now, honestly, that's the situation I was in, right? It was a harsh reality that I didn't have enough savings. I certainly can't deal with the rising costs, and it was really putting me in a situation where I had an uncertain future. I am not the only one. This is a crisis that's been brewing for years now in America. We're going to talk a little bit about the stats on that. And if you're a Gen Xer, you still have some time. You're a few years away from retirement. So this may be a conversation that you may have been avoiding, but it's time. It's time to pay attention because this problem is not going away. For those of you who are my friends and colleagues, who are in a situation where you are already at the retirement point, you're either retired now or you're just a couple years away, this is something that is going to be really extremely relevant to you, right? So the cold hard facts are that the recent studies, I think Forbes put out, yeah, it was Forbes that put out a study that 55% of Americans, this was done in February of 24, know that they do not have enough savings to retire in the traditional way. They know. That's a lot. That's more than half of us. This is for that they took this study for 45 and up. So when you look at that number, that's even a broader group of us, right? And even the numbers were even worse for 50 plus single women. That's me, right? That was 90% of us. 90% of us know that we do not have enough to retire the traditional way, which means, we leave work and we never have to work again, or what we want to do, we get to travel, we get to paint, we get to do what we want to do. It's not that we're not doing anything, we're just not having to work anymore if we don't want to. That's fading. For only 10% of us single 50 plus women is that a reality. So that's why I thought it was so important to talk about this. This is the awakening and the reality that I had when I decided to find another income stream, right? I already had been working for myself. I had tried numerous income streams. I'm going to pop that in here. You name it, I've tried it, right? I had tried Mary Kay, I've tried baskets, I tried organic wine, which, I still love organic wine. I still use that product, but to build a business from that, it was set up in a networking style business where, you have people above you and you have people below you, and there were all kinds of quotas, and it was very hard to actually earn an income when I was only earning 20 to 30% of everything I sold. So those were not viable income streams for me. And also, I just didn't like the way the business worked. It just really didn't suit my personality. So this has been over the years, right? Knowing that I was going to be in this situation, and yet I still couldn't solve the problem until just a few months ago. So we'll get to that. But, for many of us, we know that our savings aren't going to last, right? It's just one of the realities. The rising costs of living, right? My rent just went up by $200 this month. I got out of the housing market at a time that I needed to get out, right? Downsizing, and was unable to get back in quickly enough before it was too expensive. And so, yeah, now I rent. Well, guess what? Rent just went up. So the costs of living are continuing to climb. And here's the reality: we're getting older. I'm getting older. My healthcare costs are going to be very significant, right? I already have some health issues, right, with autoimmune. So my healthcare is a huge concern for me. And honestly, for all of us that are aging, it is. Even if we're healthy, if we have something happen, we need to be sure that we can cover it, cover those costs, cover those bills. And I don't want to just live with covering my, in survival mode, covering my basis. The truth is, I want to thrive. I want to never have to worry about how much is in the bank because I just know. I don't want to have to look at my bank account before I make a decision on what I'm going to buy or where I'm going to go, or even honestly, whether I can go out to dinner when it comes down to the end of the month, right? That's the kind of stuff that I haven't been able to do and I want to be able to do. My kids are grown, but I still want to spoil them, right? And I want to be able to go see them. Well, that's expensive. When your kids live all over the country, you got to spend money to travel. I love traveling, but you got to have the money to do it. So you can see how this became extremely important. And then the other thing that's adding to the instability in our retirement, and many of us already know this, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, is the Social Security that we used to rely on right now is hardly available. It's probably not going to be available very long for us Gen Xers. And honestly, the average retirement paycheck for Social Security is $1,700 a month. This is for people who have put years into teaching. $1,700 a month. Can you live for the rest of your life on $1,700 a month? No, no. I mean, right now, that's my rent check, basically. So, all right. So all of these really have created like what I'm calling the perfect storm, and it's made it impossible. So now all the doom and gloom, yep, I put it out there, and you know me, I don't like to talk about doom and gloom more very much, but it's causing a huge emotional toll. It's not just about the numbers, but because of that, we have 75% of Americans have reported that they are losing sleep because they are worried about making ends meet. That is a lot of us. Now, that number was not just amongst 50 plus, that was overall. Overall, 75% of Americans are worried about making ends meet. That is way too big of a number. And that is causing really lower performance, right? So when we all know that when we lose sleep, we don't perform as well at work, and it just creates this vicious cycle of downward spiral, right? Then we have the regret and the guilt, the shoulds. I should have started saving earlier. I shouldn't have bought this. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have made this investment. I've made those mistakes. So all of these things take a huge emotional toll that can basically leave us feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, unhappy, disappointed with ourselves. So I want to tell you that if that's where you're at, I've been there. I have been there. And I want to give you hope because there is hope. And it is closer than you think and simpler than you think. This is a problem that is easier to solve than you think. I want you to know that you can do retirement in a new way. So this is where we are still going to have fun. We are still going to have time to do everything we want, but we are going to have a business. This is the solution that I have chosen. This is why I'm sharing this. We are going to have a business that only requires us to work 1 or 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day max, that can actually generate 6 and 7 figures a year. Yeah, 6 and 7 figures a year, working a couple hours of the day. It's a system that we run consistently. Here's why it works. The only reason why it works is because when you have a business that you get to offer a product that is in high demand, then you have changed your future, right? I was an artist. Art was not in high demand. It wasn't a really sustainable business for a whole bunch of reasons. I have videos on that, right? But this is where the shift can happen. Even though our current retirement can be broken, we can reframe retirement. Honestly, I don't want to do nothing in my retirement. And this is giving me the opportunity to fulfill something that is a huge part of me. I don't know about you, but part of me, I have always wanted to make a difference. So not only is this business helping me, it's letting me help other people and make an impact, which is one of my greatest core values. So why wouldn't I want to do this forever, right? I don't want to go into retirement and do nothing. I was going to be looking for something anyway. Why not have something that helps me and other people? That's how I made the decision, okay? So this offers you more control, right? It's complete flexibility. You have the potential for growth because you're not working for someone else. We're not being forced into a job where we're underpaid and really not happy with what we're doing because it's not fulfilling our purpose, right? We've all been there. We've looked at second jobs, right? And honestly, it's so disappointing when you see what they're willing to pay us. I'm like, no, I know I am worth more than that, but that's all that's available for us on the market. And not only that, then we have to work the hours that they demand. We don't get to do things on our terms. So when you have your own online business, all of that is solved, right? It's about you taking back control of your future. And here's why I specifically chose this online business, because it's allowing me to build a passive income stream that's going to grow, that's going to give me financial stability, because this is an industry, this is a marketplace that is predicted to grow into the trillions. Right now, uh, I want to say like in 2021, this industry was at 1.7 billion, 2020 or 2021 during the COVID time. Okay. 2024, we are now at 3 billion a day. That's how fast it is growing. Why? Because this is one of the highest in demand skills and products out there on the marketplace. This is something that we can talk more about at another time. I won't go into all the stats on that. But there is so much room for growth. Forbes has predicted this to grow to 30 trillion. Yeah. I can't really grasp that number. That's how much growth and availability there is and space for us in this business. It's not a pipe dream, it's a new approach to retirement. And honestly, it's giving those of us who are tired of waiting and don't know how the broken system is going to be fixed, we're taking back control and we're going to fix it ourselves. That's what I wanted to do. All right, so let's talk a couple minutes, just a couple quick minutes about what exactly this is. If you have questions on this, I would love for you to share them with me, right? Why did I choose this? Flexibility. I want to be able to work where I want, when I want, on whatever I want. And this business is allowing me to do that. It's scalable. It's not something that you do and it's done. You can keep doing this for as long as you want. And you can quit when you want, right? Whatever your financial goals are, this is capable of producing that. There's no limits. There's no limits. And you get 100% profit. So I have done other businesses, like, remember I was telling you, all kinds of other, affiliate marketing type products where I was only making a percentage. It's really difficult to earn 6 and 7 figures when you're only earning 30% of a product. If you're selling a $100 product and you're only earning 30%, that's $30 for every single sale I made versus the $100. This product, you earn $900 every time you close a sale, right? It's automated. You don't have to do anything. The system does it for you. All you have to do is share the information. That's why I was just like, yes, I'm in. I'm in, along with all the other reasons. Low overhead, right? I don't have to have a brick and mortar. It's minimal startup costs. It's minimal time involved to make this business run. That was huge for me because I didn't want to work 8 hours a day. I just don't. And we shouldn't have to, right? Plus, we're not going to have the energy to do that anymore, right? But we want a business that we don't have to deal with shipping, right? My art business, I was having to deal with stock and inventory and shipping and supplies. That's why I love this business. It's completely online. It's digital. It's helping people learn how to grow a business online. It's teaching them how to be successful online. It's offering products through the internet. That's really what it is, right? That's all it is. So that is what digital marketing is. I was confused too. So if you have the right system, the right support, this is a easy business to get so excited about and to dive deep into. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up with this. I want to invite you to a 30-minute webinar. I don't like really long webinars, you guys. A 30-minute webinar where you can get all the information you need on how this works. You're going to hear from people who are doing this successfully, people with all kinds of stories, people who, 17 months they're earning, mid 6 figures, other people who in 2 or 3 weeks, they'd already made 10,000. It just runs the gamut for the successes that people are having and are willing to share with us. So, and we're all using the same system. That's the thing. They're not going to be doing anything different than what you would be doing. That's why there's the opportunity to win for all of us. All right, so that was Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you are interested in the webinar for that information, I'll be posting more information, but put webinar below and I'll make sure that you have that information. You know, the final thoughts, I just want to wrap that up is, you know, hey, if you are in a retirement crisis, I get it because I'm there too. Frankly, it's going to take a while for me to dig out of it. So if you want the information on how I'm getting out of it, the tool I'm using is a digital marketing business, an online business that is pre-built for me. I didn't have to build the products. I didn't have to build the website. I don't have to ship anything. I just there wasn't anything on my list that wasn't checked off. I've been in the online marketplace for a while. I had a pretty hefty list of what my requirements were, and this met all of them. It met all of them. So let me know if you would like the information. I can send that to you. And thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon.